and those people who are close to us. You see, I've seen even the teachers' unions complaining that recent recruitment exercise of recruitment of teachers were being recruited in funerals by politicians. So is that kind of recruitment that we require, or we require a professionally done recruitment whereby you advertise, teachers, the potential candidates apply, they go to the nearest probably TSC office where the interviews are carried out, done transparently. Those who qualify, they are employed. But if we want to employ people through politicians in funerals, obviously we are not getting it right. We have to employ people on merit in a transparent manner, in a fair way, so that we are able to get right people in right offices. So that if you go there, you are able to serve. If you are, for example, you are applying for an ID or you want to apply for a passport, let's say passport, where we've got several complaints, you go to immigration office, you go there, you apply, within 1 or 2 days, you get your passport, you'll go home as a satisfied person. But if you go there, you stay there the whole day, then the following day you are told that come tomorrow, the following day again come tomorrow, you take a whole month just trying to chase one document. Probably you are looking for a job elsewhere and you are supposed to fly out of the country in a month or so. It takes you 2 months to get a passport. Then as a taxpayer, you'll get disappointed. But if you are able to do that within a day or two, you get your passport, you fly out, you go and do your job, then you earn a salary, you remit that money back, it will help your family and friends. So employing, the government must continue employing so long as it's merit-based and is competitive, and we do not recruit employees in funerals.
Yes, and indeed that's a serious concern about, yes, the government will continue employing, but the manner in which it employs. There was some serious concerns raised last year about the recruitment done by the KRA and how skewed it was, biased it was towards two communities in the country. Now the issue of the ones we've just been talking about here. Don't you think that, yes, recruitment done unprofessionally could end up jeopardizing the government itself, including especially on this issue of teachers?
It is common knowledge and it is common sense. I don't think there is any debate about that all recruitment must be done in a just manner, fair manner, equitable to all the regions of the country and to all those aspiring to work. I've worked in the space of teachers for a long time, and I agitated for a process within the teaching service that guarantees equity, fairness, and transparency, and even considered those teachers who are old, those teachers who are sick, those teachers who are disabled. And if the employer was to do what it ought to do, it has the best tools of capturing. I know the principle of employment of teachers is always first out of teacher training college or universities. That one is first to the payroll. I don't know where the rain started beating us that TSC cannot control its employment process anymore. And that is an indicator of an employer that has lost grip of what it ought to do, and what Kenyans are raising are genuine and right. The president has, in principle, pronounced himself and committed to employment of more teachers. But then that should be done in a just, fair, and transparent manner. For example, that is not in dispute. Who is supposed to enforce that? It is the employer, no one else. And those in management of that employer, the Teacher Service Commission, and also the social partners within that space, the unionists. And they are supposed to ensure that the employer is brought under control. Unions have power of membership and can speak about it and can engage in meetings and can force situations to work well. And unions in this country should know that they have the best president who is very facilitative in terms of engagement, in terms of dialogue.
Yet these letters for employment, it is said that they were being dished out at State House. That is one of the members of Parliament who was dishing out letters.
I cannot speak about the extent to which
you talk about the president leading a very open administration.
Yes, yeah, it is, and I can vouch for that because I have engaged the president on matters of teachers and education on a continuous basis.
If
prior
a
to
State House was
election and
involved
even
in the
after.
recruitment of teachers, would you
I can't
support
comment
such a
on that, where to the extent those letters could have been distributed to the employment letters. I can talk about it, but as far as I know, in terms of the law, the presence where the letters have to be kept is at the Teacher Service Commission.
They shouldn't be at State House.
There is no office of TSC in any other
so
government
no
There is
letter
no
for
office of
employment or
TSC
teacher should
in
be
any other
dished out from
government.
State House. Okay.
No, there is no office of TSC in any other office in Kenya other than TSC itself. That's a fact. And those are facts we've got to talk about. And you see, so all employment should be transparent and fair. And we agreed. I agree very strongly, and I vote that even employment of teachers can be as far as constituency-based, to ensure there is equity. Look at the children of Northern Kenya. They don't have teachers for a long time. And the latest policy that was adopted by the employer, you cannot talk about quality without access. You must create teachers in every community, because education is a critical, fundamental human rights service classified by the UN. And of course, when there are presidential executive orders to ensure that there are even teachers employed in a certain area, it must be done also in still fair and transparent manner. The goodwill of the president is there, but those who are in offices should ensure that that goodwill is executed in a manner that is beneficial to the country and beneficial to the target workers. Okay. And let me talk general. The president is very keen on creation of jobs, that we really need to re-engineer the production sector of the economy from agriculture to west, so that we create jobs, the housing, even if there are 10 jobs, those are jobs benefiting people. But there are not 10 jobs that have been created. There are lots of jobs. For us to solve the unemployment problem, then we must have an economy that is growing astronomically. Even in the construction sector, I beg to disagree with my brother here. If we can ensure that the construction sector is active and is growing, that will will promote manufacturing, the metal industry, the cement industries, and
one way of ensuring that be not spending more on remuneration of government workers, but actually spurring growth in the private sector to ensure it can absorb all these workers? We are seeing the opposite. Government is spending 1.17 trillion shillings in paying its workers. If they could just reduce that by half and then use the rest, 500 billion shillings to spur growth.
It is easier for you to sit on a stool and talk hypothetically that you reduce. It is very
how else do you spur growth in the private sector if you're spending too much?
It is easier to
like an employment bureau.
It is easier to hypothesize. All you need to do with the private sector is to give the private sector enabling conditions. And those who want to play their role within the private sector should not be too ambitious with making huge profits. That is the problem we have within the private sector investment. That those who want to invest, but they don't want to, they want to make astronomically huge profits. So they suppress the worker earnings. They are averse to government policies.
Do you share these sentiments that employers are just looking for profits?
I don't share that, because